Hey, I'm Warren Sprouse. It's the Bible Forum. It's Sunday night. We're here. We're here for you. We're looking at all that is involved in the world and in Christianity. Tonight I want to talk to you about what passes for Christianity. Do you have or do you know a 13-year-old girl? Sherry Johnson is 13 years of age. Her parents told her she had to marry the 20-year-old man who raped her. Now, according to the New York Times, her 20-year-old husband was a member of her Pentecostal church. And sadly, he was not the first man to take advantage of her. She told the Times that she had previously been raped by a minister and a parishioner within her church. She delivered her first child at the age of 10. When she became pregnant the second time at age 11, Child Welfare Services started asking questions. Her parents married her off in order to avoid a criminal case. And the pastor went along with it. In the state of Florida, according to the state legislature, minors under the age of 18 can marry with parental consent. There's also a special exception to the age limit for cases involving pregnancy. Officials can also choose to deny a wedding based on age. For instance, a government clerk in Tampa first refused Johnson's marriage. But it didn't stop the marriage. Johnson's parents took her to a neighboring county and they gave her the license. According to Human Rights Watch, a majority of the states in the United States allow special exceptions for children to marry under the age of 18. Heather Barr, senior researcher at HRW, Human Rights Watch, wrote on the organization's blog that allowing for exceptions is harmful to young girls. Can I say, duh? Such a law, she says, is out of step with the rest of the world. Even in countries with high rates of child marriage, there's usually recognition that marriage under 18 is harmful, and an effort is made to prevent those marriages, beginning with reforming law. She said it's extraordinary that it's been such a well-kept secret that child marriage is legal and taking place in every state in this country. Countries around the world have committed to themselves to ending child marriage by 2030 and are asking or taking steps toward that goal. But here at home, at the U.S., we're not even talking about it. She noted that child marriage can have a long-lasting impact on a family and on the following generation, saying child marriage is deeply harmful to children no matter where it happens, Bangladesh, Nigeria, or Florida. Married children are more likely to drop out of education, more likely to live in poverty, more likely to suffer serious health consequences, and be victims of domestic violence. She noted that many child marriages, like Johnson's, are inextricably linked to abuse, sexual assault, and violence. Violence against girls is a global epidemic with devastating consequences. We understand this in pagan countries. Countries that follow voodoo or something of that ilk. We don't understand it here. A nonprofit organization called Unchained, at last estimates, claims 248,000 children were married in the United States between 2000 and 2010. According to a study conducted by the International Center for Research on Women, an estimated 15 million girls are married before the age of 18 around the world. Many more suffer the impacts of child marriage for years after the marriage ends. Johnson's marriage didn't last. Her education suffered as a result of the marriage. She had to put her school on hold, and she worked to raise her family. She told the Times that her experience with child marriage still haunts her to this day. She says, you can't get a job. You can't get a car. You can't get a license. You can't sign a lease. So why allow someone to marry when they're so young? Along these same lines, religious lines I might add, as a part of the exhibition to mark the 500th anniversary of the Reformation, a church in Wittenberg, Germany has unveiled what it calls a robot priest. I gave you a picture of one on the website. This is a machine that emits lights from outstretched hands and dispenses blessings in 5 languages. Roman Catholic priest type blessings. The robot is being called Bless You Too. It will spout out whatever blessing a parishioner selects from the touchpad screen on its chest. Did you get that? The blessee is choosing the blessing that he or she wants to receive. Is that unbelievable? The boxy metallic thing looks something from a 1950s sci-fi film and moves like one as well. The video of Bless You Too in action shows it slowly raising its arms over its head, gears whirring about before it blurts out a pre-recorded blessing in German. Stefan Krebs of the Protestant Church in Hesse and Nassau is the man who came up with the robot idea. He told The Guardian, quote, "We wanted people to consider if it is possible to be blessed by a machine or if a human being is really needed." Now, keep in mind, this is happening in Germany. It's happening in response to the 500th anniversary of the Protestant Reformation. A Reformation that condemned the Roman Catholic Church, specifically their doctrine on what it is to be a Christian. Now, this thing is not in any way official, but in the fact that it's featuring salvation by God's grace alone and not through a human priest or sacrament, meaning the celebration, this robot just seems to be out of place. The whole Reformation summer celebration and the robot point to the sheer disintegration of biblical Christianity. A Pentecostal preacher marrying a 13-year-old, and now this, at least in Germany. The Chancellor of Germany has no idea what it's about. She's going to debate former President Obama on some sort of social issue. It's about the Reformation, people. It's not about social issues. Here's an opportunity to preach the gospel to a people desperately in need, the very souls hanging in the balance. But no, we're going to debate a social issue and whether or not a silly robot can replace a Roman Catholic priest when it comes to blessing people. Meanwhile, Christianity is completely disappearing from the European continent. 2 years ago, Damian Thompson noted in The Spectator that in the first decade of the 21st century, the number of Christians in Britain fell by 5.3 million souls, or about 10,000 a week. At that rate of decline, he wrote, the mission of St. Augustine to the English, together with that of the Irish saints to the Scots, will come to an end by 2067. That's the year in which Christians who have inherited the faith of their British ancestors will become statistically invisible. Parish churches everywhere will have been adapted to secular use, demolished, or abandoned. Can you say Russia? And even to some extent Germany after the war. The Church of England is declining faster than other denominations. If it continues shrinking at the rate that it is now, Anglicanism will disappear from Britain 30 years before Christians do. One day the last native-born Christian will die, and that'll be the end of it. Now, is it really declining faster than this? In January, the number of people attending weekly Church of England services dropped below 1 million for the first time ever, accounting for less than 2% of the population. Church attendance is now at half the level it was in the 1960s. Why? Well, there are a lot of religious and social reasons, but one important development has been progressivism. Make no mistake, progressive ideals are not simply political or economic. These people are coming for your children. They're coming for the souls of your children. Here in America, where mainline Protestant churches, whose chief concern these days seem to be climate change and gay marriage, are going the way of the Church of England. If current trends continue, America's mainline church services, churches in general, may have only 23 Easters left before they too are empty. I don't make this stuff up.